Hi, I'm Mackenzie, and this is my final presentation for my last practicum. So I have Lauren holding the laptop. Hopefully you can see better. If you can't, you're gonna have to zoom in, I guess. So I did my practicum at Emmy Lazert High School. I did it both online and in person. We weren't allowed to go in person for the first few weeks, so I got lucky and I was able to train with 2 phys ed classes online via Zoom. And then I actually got to go in as well and train with a phys ed class, a fitness class, and a CrossFit class. So my hours were split pretty evenly between the two. I did end up spending 10 more hours in person than I did online, which I'm pretty happy with. I would rather be in person than online. So a little background on my practicum supervisor. Her name is Kristen Moon. She has a CPT, a sports medicine certificate, and she's also first aid certified. So it's not really a market or a business, it is a school, so we don't really market, I guess you could say. Her main goal there is to work with kids, build a healthy relationship with exercise and just wellness and stuff like that. So she works with the phys ed department, the fitness department, and kids can also go in there during their lunch break or after school to work out. So she does offer like free programming if that's what they're after. She does also work with the sports teams, so football, basketball, rugby, all of the sports teams, both during the season and in the off season. She does provide also like first aid, so if they need ice or taping or anything, she's kind of their go-to. So again, touching on the hours again, I ended up doing 80 hours total. 35 of my hours were spent online, so that's on Zoom with the phys ed kids, and then 40 hours spent in school working with the 3 different classes. So I worked with 3 classes. Each class is, I think they're 2 hours each, so it was split evenly between the 3 classes. So as far as program design goes, this was kind of hard with the phys ed 10, as they do have a curriculum when it comes to like the type of fitness they're supposed to do. I did get lucky though that I was given like they need to do an upper body day, so I was able to program accordingly with what the teacher was kind of looking for that day. And then with the phys ed, so phys ed and fitness work the same off a curriculum, with the phys ed class, it wasn't all girls class, so the focus was just building that healthy relationship with exercise. So a lot of them really don't want to be there, so it's just trying to make it as enjoyable as I can for them, kind of seeing what they're looking for in regards to fitness and kind of working around that, trying to make everyone happy. And then the only class I would say had an actual structure in regards to programming would be the CrossFit class. So again, they were in there 5 days a week. 3 days a week would be strength training. 2 days a week would be more of your Metcon or your conditioning. So a big goal with that class was they wanted to do some version of the CrossFit Open, which is just workouts released. I think there was 3 a week, and they wanted to kind of cover any movements we'd see there. So that's like any dumbbell movements, like dumbbell snatches, dumbbell cleans. So it was important for me to kind of review those. That's where the program design kind of came in. A lot of our workouts leading up to the Open were more based around what they would generally see. And then they had their 3 strength days. So that'd be like squatting, deadlifting, bench pressing, pull-ups, stuff like that. And yeah, but I would say that's the only class I actually got to like program for. And then projects, so as far as projects go, like I said, it's not a business, so I'm not really, like, they don't cater towards marketing or anything like that. But I was given a project to kind of work with it's called the Healthy Me class, which is the phys ed class. So they have something called a wellness week, so they bring in presenters throughout the week, just in different, so they have like personal trainers, people in the health field, I guess, that just kind of come in and talk to the girls. So I got an opportunity to do my presentation that way for the agency project. So it was just a little bit about just healthy relationship with exercise and diet and stuff like that. So working with a young impressionable group, I think it's important that that's touched on just to build those healthy relationships right now. So as far as leadership skills go, I think it was important for me to make meaningful and genuine connections with the students and staff. Kids can tell when you're fake, they just can. So it was important to build those connections with them and have them trust me with what I'm giving them with exercise, and have them be able to come talk to me if they don't like what they're doing or they want something different. I also did my practicum with 2 other people. They were kinesiology students at the U of A. So it was cool to kind of learn from them as well, and kind of program with them, bounce ideas off them, get feedback from them. It was also important for me to contribute to the development of an environment that the kids felt safe in, and an environment where they felt they could grow as athletes and as people. And a big thing for me, it was important for me to be open to receiving feedback and really work off of that. I know it's hard for a lot of people to receive feedback. I am one of those people. So just really working with that feedback and being open to taking the criticism. Challenges, I didn't really run into too many challenges throughout my practicum. I would say the online was probably the biggest setback for me. I do prefer to be in person. I find it is very hard to cue people online, so it was a big learning curve for me for sure. The good thing with the kids, they're very receptive, so it was easy for me to explain stuff to them, but them actually taking the cueing is a whole other situation. So it was a lot of repetitive cueing, this is how you do it, or a lot of repeating the workout because you would tell them the workout and 5 minutes later they would forget. Time management, so between work and school, just balancing all my hours and making sure I was finding the time to get all my hours in. And making sure workouts were keeping everybody engaged but also challenging. So with the CrossFit class, it was a 20-30 class, so those are grade 11 and 12. Those are kids that choose to be in the CrossFit class, so you're dealing with a lot more experience in that class. But with the fitness and phys ed class, they were fitness and phys ed 10. So you're dealing with kids of all different experience levels. Some kids have absolutely 0, and some kids have more experience. So just making workouts that I could make easily scale to those kids that have no experience but are also challenging those kids that are more experienced than everybody else was kind of a challenge. And then building comfortability in a group setting. So I've worked with CrossFit classes prior, but I've never really worked with a large group of kids, I guess, in a big setting. So definitely getting comfortable with working with a group of 20 or 30 kids with all different skill levels was definitely a challenge and definitely something I had to learn to adapt to. So in regards to the reviews I got, that I was knowledgeable and punctual and good with exercise demonstration and scaling options and variations within workouts. That's something I pride myself on, so I am happy that that was picked up on by my mentor. Ability to take and apply feedback. So again, like I mentioned, that's something I definitely wanted to work on going in, to have an open mind to the feedback I was receiving and just be able to take that feedback in a positive way and put it towards my training. And then again, another thing, working on comfortability with groups and being confident leading. So like I said, that it was another constructive criticism I got, was just being more confident as a leader in a group setting. So again, working with those kids and really being confident in what I'm doing, what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Rating on professional performance. So honestly, I don't really know where to go with that. I don't know if you want a scale of 1 to 10. I guess I give myself an 8 or an 8.5. I was punctual. I got my hours more than the hours recommended. I did try to treat it to the best of my ability as if it were a job and make sure I was taking it as seriously as possible, making sure the kids were getting something from it, and maintaining good and open communication with the staff and the students. So making sure I was somebody that the students could come to if they needed something, and making sure I was doing everything that was asked of me, whether that be hey, I need help cleaning equipment, or just I need a little more help with the classes than usual. I was making sure I was receptive to that and able to help. Ensuring variety within my programming, that's a big thing. Kids get bored very fast. So making sure I was providing a lot of different workouts, keeping kids engaged was also something I made sure was happening. Also inclusive workouts. You don't want anybody feeling like they're left out. That's never fun. So making sure that everybody felt involved and included was also a very big thing for me. And then just, again, making myself readily available. So that was a talk I had with my practicum advisor, just making sure I was readily available to the hours she wanted me there. So again, I am at a school, so it's only open from 8 to 4. So I had to be available from 8 to 4. So just making sure I was available so she didn't feel like I was not available to her. So some of my knowledge gained at the site, definitely handling larger group classes with a large variety of skills. Again, something I was not used to. So learning how to work with a bunch of kids at the same time and being able to scale accordingly was something that I learned and had to learn very quickly. Handling multiple tasks. So again, you're working with different classes and doing different things. We were also working with presentations, so just like moving around with kids and stuff like that. Handling a variety of all different classes with different end goals, so how to program accordingly. So again, the CrossFit kids, they all have different goals. Some of them are just there to get the credits, some of them have actual goals. So making sure what they were looking for and make sure my program aligned with that accordingly was very important. And then being able to adjust on the fly. So if a kid comes up to you and says, I can't do this, I need something else, like just being able to come up with those quick adjustments. And then building strong connections. So it was important for me to build connections with not only my program advisor and the other practicum students I was working with, but also with the students. You're not gonna build any trust if you don't build that connection. So that was something I learned to build early on and worked on that throughout my entire practicum. And yeah, that's pretty much it.